Hey Warriors, Dave Igo here, and I am so happy to be showing you the SMSchema product today. This is the very first WordPress reputation management plugin designed to harvest a customer review via text message and post using the new Google Rich Snippets so you can get those star ratings in your search results. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me ask you a question. On the page you're looking at, which is a Google search for St. Paul plumbers, which listings jump out at you? Exactly. These ones with the star ratings. Now, Google used to have star ratings in their places listings, but they don't anymore. And now the only way to get these star ratings is to use something called rich snippets when you post these reviews to your website, or when your clients post their reviews to their websites. Then Google and all of the major search engines can scrape them out and get the aggregated star rating. Okay? Let me ask you another question. When is the ultimate time to take a review from a customer? There's only one right moment in time. It's immediately after you've made them happy, but before they've left your point of control. So immediately after you've served them the best steak of their life, but before they've left the restaurant. Let me ask you another question. How often are they in front of a computer at that moment in time? Exactly. Almost never. The SMSchema product is designed to harvest customer reviews via text message. Let me show you this. I have this installed on one of our WordPress sites, and I'm logged into the back end here. Let me show you some settings. It does work with Twilio, so it is right now currently US, UK, and Canada only. We expect that to change very soon. Here you would set all of your phone numbers, the aggregate review description, as Google likes to say. You'll see more about that in a minute. And down here you can enter, if you happen to be a member of our Wrecking Ball SMS system, you can enter a number to trigger an additional campaign. But let me just add a new campaign so I can show you how precisely you can control these customer reviews. The SMSchema plugin gives you complete control, okay? First, you would name your campaign. You'd give your campaign a keyword. That would be the keyword people would text in to start the review process. Associate it with a phone number on your Twilio account, and then you get to start asking questions. Now, this is where it gets very, very cool. Let me add a question here. There are 4 different question types that you can answer. A regular question would be, how's the food? How is your service? That type of thing. Name. This is required for a rich snippet to work. So we always ask for the name. So that would be our question 1, as a matter of fact. Let me just punch this one in. So we'd ask them, what's your name, so we know what to call you, and we'd add that question. Now let's continue on. We also have these regular questions. We'll come back to that. We can also collect an email address. And we integrate with 4 different email autoresponders, and then we have a star rating. So now we'd ask them a question, how was the food? And we'd add that question. We'd add another regular question, how was the service? Add that question. You get the idea. Then, and you can see all of the questions being added in down here, and let me talk about that in just a second. And then we would ask them for a star rating. And we tell them here that we can use 1 to 5 stars in half-star increments. Let me punch that in. So I've just put the question in. Please text in the overall star rating of your dining experience tonight, 1 to 5 stars. 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, etc. And we would add this. Now down here, we can choose which of these questions get published into the rich snippet review. So we could only publish the first 2, but then ask them 4 more that get saved in the database. And we can choose whether or not to display the question in the review. I'm going to turn those off for a minute. If you own the Wrecking Ball SMS system, from here you can trigger any Wrecking Ball campaign, whether it be our loyalty contest, viral, any of those campaigns you can trigger after somebody's left a review. Here's the rating threshold. Now what this does, if I set this to 3.5, only ratings of 3.5 and higher get posted. The rest go into queue so we can manage them without just having bad ratings hit our web page. Here we would enter the campaign-specific rich snippet description, and we can upload an image file as well. Here's where we integrate with the autoresponders. You can see we integrate with Aweber, MailChimp, iContact, Constant Contact. You simply punch in your form code here. I think with Constant Contact, yeah, it's a little more involved, but still very, very simple. Let me close some of these windows here. Where were we? Follow-up messages. We can automatically set follow-up message. You can set this to send out 10 messages on 3 days from now at 12 a.m. Or you can set the first message. If I go 0 here, whoops. If I go 0, then this changes to a minutes dialogue, and I can put this in for 120 minutes. And of course, we can pass expiring dates. So we can put in 7 days and do this. And now that will read as a calendar date 7 days from today. You can see we've thought of just about everything you're going to need here. We also have the thank you message here that goes out at the end of the review process. We can add an expiration date into this as well. Plus, we've given you complete CSS control over how this all looks as far as fonts, font size, the whether it's bold, irregular, or italic. So this is a pretty robust plugin that does something no other plugins ever done before. Let me show you what this looks like on a page, and I'm just going to click refresh here. Okay, so here's a test review I left. Now you can see probably I was asked what was my name, I was asked for a star rating, I was asked how was the food, and I was asked how was the service. Now, let me just come back over into the campaigns here real quick and edit that campaign. And let me just come down and edit my questions. And let me display all of these questions, because this will help you see what I'm talking about. I'll turn the question on to go with it. Hit update. And let me come back over here and hit refresh one more time. So now you can see we're asking the question. So this was actually question 1, this was actually question 2, and we're displaying the questions. Okay, now if I come back over here and let's edit this one more time, and let me just unpublish the service question, update, come back over here and hit refresh. Now you can see that question is gone. So we have complete control over how these are displayed. We also have complete control over where they go on your WordPress site. I'm just going to click Edit. We have a complete shortcode system that allows you to drop these reviews any place on your WordPress site that accepts a shortcode. If you know WordPress, you know that that's pretty much anywhere. Let me show you a few more things about this. We can also come in and take a look at all of our reviews and export them in a CSV format. And then we can also come in here, because we want to build an SMS list, right? We want to come in here and send an SMS. We can do that right from within the platform. We can send it to the entire campaign list, or we can send it to a single phone number, and then we would just enter the number, enter the message, and hit send. The SMSchema plugin is the most powerful reputation management plugin you've ever gotten your hands on.